Okay, so today we have a matchup between two of the most popular swordsmen in this tournament, Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho and Samurai Jack from the hit show Samurai Jack. Just a quick heads up if you don't already know. Swordsman tournament stats are equalized, AP equalized, all that. Basically, strictly comes down to who is a better swordsman and sometimes martial artist, depending on your sword style. Now, with that being said, if you haven't seen the other battles in the first round of this tournament, check out the playlist, which this will be a part of. But with that being said, we're going to start off with Samurai Jack first and go over what he brings to the table. Now, the Scotsman once proclaimed that Samurai Jack had mastered, quote, countless styles and was second only to him as a fighter. As a youth, Samurai Jack traveled the world to become the ultimate warrior. Trainings that are applicable to this matchup includes learning the art of combat from African tribes. Now, this is a lot to do with spear work, but it also taught him tactics in battle. He also learned wrestling from the Greeks. Naturally, this will make Jack a formidable grappler, as even demonstrated in real life martial arts, oftentimes grappling is what decides outcomes in one-on-one matchups. The last applicable style he learned was a mastery of the martial arts under the Shaolin monks. This further solidifies his prowess as an up-close, hand-to-hand combatant. Jack has shown comfort with allowing his foes to attack him first in sword fights. He then waits and utilizes brutal counters to down his foes. On the offensive side, Jack has shown a preference for an aggressive acrobatic approach. He will leap in and overwhelm with powerful hack and slash methods. Jack once faced a six-bladed swordsman and defeated them. He did so by leaping and deflecting before eventually vaulting his foe and landing a somersault beheading move. At one point in Season 4, Samurai Jack went up against a confirmed ninja and bested him in a duel at his own game. Against a DJ, Samurai Jack showed he can fight in a fluid, agile manner similar to a dancer. Now, moving on, we have Hiei. Hiei is a demon from the verse Yu Yu Hakusho, who is one of the main characters and a good sidekick to the main character, Yusuke himself. Now, Hiei, in terms of combat feats, was able to defeat his old swordmaster. This swordsmaster had been a dominant demonic swordsman for centuries. This makes his feat highly impressive because that means Hiei was capable of going up an extremely talented and an extremely experienced duelist and come out on top. In terms of martial arts, he proves he can hang with Yusuke in one-on-one combat, who is a natural fighting prodigy as displayed throughout the manga. He then shows as a swordsman that he is a user of the flash step technique, which is common throughout high-tier swordsmen in the tournament. He blitzes through and typically uses low slashes to cut his foe in half. When he first blitzes, it is as hard as he can. However, when he arrives at his target, he unleashes flurries, even once cutting a guy into 16 pieces before anyone knew what was going on. Hiei, as a duelist, is all about speed. He also waits until last second before he even unsheaths his sword. When he does, he goes for a delimbment immediately. That is, he is fighting to permanently maim you instantly. There is no holding back for him. Finally, Hiei will taunt you to keep you off balance and almost in a trance. He then keeps his blade low in a typical stance. He then flash steps and consistently goes for delimbment, as I mentioned prior. Now, if these two were to square off, who do I think will win? Well, the natural aggressor, I believe, in the beginning of the fight has got to be Hiei, given his blitzing style. The only issue here is stats are equalized, so I give him credit for being perhaps a little quicker as a duelist, but the speed gap isn't crazy or really doesn't exist that much at all. And so taking that factor out, when it becomes a dragged out, technical skill fight, I believe this is where Samurai Jack takes it, as evidenced by his prior engagements with duelists from his verse. He's just a more patient combatant, but just as ruthless, just as brutal. And when he does attack, he does so viciously, oftentimes one shotting his opponents. And I think his fighting style and his patience would be bad for Hiei in this matchup, and as a result, Hiei would lose. Now, I do think Hiei would get a couple hits on Samurai Jack. I don't think he would seriously harm him, but I do think he'd cut him a little bit, and so Jack moves on with some cuts, scrapes, and bruises, but otherwise he is fine and moves on to the second round. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. If you agree with the verdict, let me know. If you don't, let me know why. I hope you're enjoying this Swordsman tournament. Next up is the highly anticipated matchup between Yoda from Star Wars and The Witcher. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. It's been your favorite villain, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.